Alright, let's do the daily challenge. It's still unfortunate that I have to have severed steel maximized, because if I don't, with a window, my mouse just keeps going off it. It doesn't keep your mouse locked in windowed mode, which makes no sense. This is interesting. Oh. Okay, the upside down wall runs. So this has one of their. There's a big head modifier, and also has like the opposite wall run. So instead of running downwards when steel runs on a wall, like a normal person. She runs up walls. Right further. Shit. Yep, I got an A rank. And I got a coin. No, I don't play it. I want to increase the difficulty. Flamethrowers are not the best in this game. I mean, they're good for the enemy, because the enemy flamethrower enemies have like special abilities or have weak spots. Whereas I don't have like that one and only place you have to shoot to kill them is that kick. Do a drop kick for fun. Where's that from? Ooh, it died from. Shot him right through. How should I kill you? Throw a gun at you. Thank you. Okay. So even though I did it with higher difficulty, I got lower score. That's alright. Hi everyone. Yoshi's melting stuff. Hey Drac. Oh, that felt good. He's still alive. They're getting used to gravity working the opposite way when you walk on. Let's do a flip. Everyone. Crap! Ooh. Oh wow. That was fun as heck. Ooh, I got S rank. Blow them over. Bigger score. Yes. Actually, like that slide where I just knocked off three of them into the corner was so good. Unfortunately, there's only one challenge of the day. So, in terms of other things, I could do a new game plus. They look like Tusken Raiders. Besides headshots, this game also has crotch shots. This is my favorite gun because it just makes people explode. Oh, I can also play that other game. That's like first person Dark Souls. The one where you like play as a barbarian or whatever. That one was really fun too, except it was like it's a Souls one. He died? That one's short. I beat it. And that one's also very fun. I'm lurking because I'm playing games with my kid. That's important. I won something. Yes, I did win something. I won a higher score and more coins. What these coins do. Okay. What should I do? It's Rogue Steel, but you get like cards. It's like the roguelike thing where after every level you get to choose like perks. But and then there's Campaign Plus. I've never done have I done a New Game Plus? I don't know. The gravity gun is fun because it allows you to shoot two guns at once. Unfortunately, it doesn't allow you to burn through floors, which is also useful, but it does allow you to suck up doors and stuff. It allows you to suck up objects and throw them at people. Adds extra enemies, random enemies, and enemies respawn during level. That's kind of annoying. I'm gonna choose Combine Alicia. That cuts through walls, enemies, and bullets. It cuts through bullets? Okay, let's see what the laser cannon's like. Throwing things is fun. Throwing guns at people. It's interesting that they appeared to have amputated her arm above her elbow instead of below. So when she gets the arm cannon, it doesn't look like Samus's. I still have to do the tutorial in New Game Plus. Dodge bullets. I don't think I was supposed to do it that way. Oops. It's a little slippery. Oops. Oh, empty weapons. Okay. Oh, we just like destroyed the terminal. Okay, now it's time to fight. So just have like a laser beam of death. Alright, enemies respawn, so I can't just clear out the level. The patch, oh. Destroy thermal controls. Cutting beam is kind of weird. I don't know if I like it or not. Destroy the piston. The Detroit Pistons, what are they able to do? It's gonna be harder that I can't just destroy the piston while waiting after killing all the enemies. So I guess that's the point. Maybe we should play City of Heroes next. Although that would be inscrutable to anyone who doesn't understand City of Heroes. Ah! Wait, hold on. I want to do this. Come on. Give me something to kick back at you. Yes. kicked the grenade back at him. Wow, I can't aim for it. Alright. No! I got eviscerated by my beam. Destroy more. Shoot. He's shooting at me. Damn it, it's bad. Destroy thing. Destroy thing. Get out. Getting out. Kill them all, as one does in a cafeteria. How can I kill them all if the enemies respawn? Slow kicking it. There's also the other Souls like that I play, which I cannot play because my mom is watching. But which Claire would enjoy. Okay, now let's get out of here. I need to see it set up straight. What game? It's an independent game of which the creator of it stopped working on it because he has a family health issue. So it was meant to have more stuff, but it's kind of unfinished. But it's you go through dungeons, and if you die, then you have to go through different dungeons. The dungeons change. It's a roguelike. I don't know how to explain a roguelike, but Claire can do it, or Trish could actually do it because that's her. And you play as 3 women. I think there's 3, or maybe 4. But it's very anime. I mean, it's fun. It's a little frustrating. I had fun with it. I have some of the stream videos on my YouTube channel. If you want to see it. I actually think some of the outfits are probably fun to play. Just you can dress up the girls and stuff. That's the only thing. Some of the outfits are kind of scandalous. I also don't remember at all how to turn it. It can get really hard. Because it's very much also a Dark Souls type game where it involves all rolling. Also, at some point, I guess I should finish Tokyo Xanadu. I should do the New Game Plus of Tokyo Xanadu EX. That will probably take me even longer than Mass Effect and Andromeda. Since the New Game Plus has more dungeons, more quests, more people, and you get unlimited friendship points. So you can go on the romantic dates and non-romantic dates of every single character. And you don't have to prioritize who you want to spend time with. I like Tokyo Xanadu. Up until I didn't. Well, first of all, it dragged on forever. Tokyo Xanadu is a video game where you play as a bunch of high school kids. And there's a lot of mechanics. You have to basically there's like the second dimension of demons, which take advantage of kids' wishes and corrupts them. It was very popular at the time. For high school anime video games and anime. As Claire well knows. And basically you have to go through dungeons, you have to defeat the demons, you have to help everyone. You do a lot of helping people with their chores and helping people around town in the game. And you make friends, and then you can go on dates with your friends. And it had a really good plot reveal. And then it undid it with the second ending. And then the third ending, when they added that in, was just bizarre because then they just said the entire game was just a prologue and that it was like begging for a sequel, that actually everything that happened that you went through was just a prologue and there's an even bigger bad thing out there that you have to find and fight in the future in some other game that they never got. I don't know if people want spoilers. I never know if I should spoil Tokyo Xanadu EX or not. Because most likely people won't play it. It's so long. It's kind of like we've got Persona at home. But at the same time, like Hades. If you go back to the beginning. Yeah, like Hades. It looked never in just like Hades, except with sexy anime girls. This is the achievement for like killing people while riding this thing. But I always fought off it. But like I actually thought that even though I knew what the secret about Shiori was going to be, I didn't know where they were going with it. And this is in Tokyo Xanadu EX. I guess no one in chat cares about me spoiling Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus to tell my mom what happens, right? So basically, the main character is your typical sort of depressed teenager, too cool for school, doesn't seem to care about anything, and yet helps everybody. Like he works multiple jobs, and there's even this thing about why he's constantly trying to work overtime. His boss is like, you know, go take a break. Why? You know, you don't have to do everything. And this whole thing about why he always like runs around. And in the game sense, they kind of address why a character, it's kind of like Squall, right? Who seemingly doesn't care about anything and is depressed, would go around doing all these side quests. And their answer, and he has this best friend named Shiori, who's your typical like anime wish fulfillment best friend from birth, cute girl, who like cooks food and seems to otherwise exist for him and wants him to be happy, and you know, is never jealous, never upset. And the reason for all this turns out that because there was this earthquake that happened 10 years before the game began, which is actually when there was a demon occurrence. And as they said, demons grant wishes. And I already knew that Shiori was dead. Like I had guessed at the twist where she was dead. But because they even kind of show it in the opening sequence when they show a flash. They keep showing like this small snippet of a flashback 10 years ago on the earthquake, showing Ku clutching Shiori's body. But basically, Shiori died when she was 6 years old 10 years ago, and she thought that Ku couldn't live without her, because she's 6 years old and they were best friends, and she didn't want him to be alone because they were so. What? Oh right, I have, because I don't have that uncanny. So she made a wish for Ku never to be alone, and so the demon granted it, and basically made a fake Shiori. And that's why Shiori seemingly doesn't have a life of her own and only seems to live for the main character, and like perfectly pleasant and happy and everything. Your typical anime girl best friend thing, except they explain the reasoning. Is because she was created like that. And the reason Ku is constantly trying to help people and take on jobs and stuff is to keep himself distracted. And the reason why he's depressed is because he knows Shiori is dead. in the back of his mind, he knows she's dead. But at the same time, she's not dead. She's alive because of the demon and the wish that granted. And his brain can't reconcile the two, so he was never able to fully grieve and move on. And because he was never able to fully grieve and move on, his mind is, he's both depressed, and also his mind is also constantly trying to keep him occupied by helping people with things and stuff. And at the end, he has to finally let Shiori go. And the final scene is that Asuka is essentially his other love interest. Asks him if he wants to come go to her room and like go upstairs, go home with her. And he was about to say no, that like he would normally do. As I said, this character is supposed to be this apathetic yet caring character. But then instead he decides to say yes. And then the game ends on him going home with her to show that he's finally moving on. And they also show like a little girl who looks a lot like Shiori to imply that Shiori got reborn. So you don't feel too bad for her either. So I like that ending because it deconstructed a bunch of anime tropes. And like, you know, it explained why this best friend wish fulfillment girl thing who like wants everything just for you, like why that's not healthy and why it's like that's not realistic. It had an explanation for the too cool for school, depressed, edgy hero anime boy, saying that wasn't good for him, and essentially he just couldn't grieve and move on. And it had an interesting thing to say about death and the importance of accepting death. And then they undid it all because they said that was the false ending. And the real ending, if you complete enough of the mini games, is that actually a fox spirit took Shiori away at the moment of her death and kept her alive for unknown reasons. And you have to do a whole bunch of other quests, and then he sends you off to do a whole bunch of other quests to get Shiori back. And then you have to fight him because why not? And then he gives Shiori back to you. But this is the Shiori that's been frozen in time since she was 6 years old. But instead, she's just the normal Shiori you knew for the entire game. You basically, like, just got... Like, it feels like the true ending is the fake ending. How do I get in there? I need to burn my way through, but I have the wrong arm cannon. And it feels like Ku just like ended up wishing for Shiori to come back because they just got the exact same Shiori. But why would she be exactly the same? Because that Shiori was made up to exist for Ku and also lived like 10 years that this Shiori did not. This Shiori would just be like the 6-year-old Shiori. But instead, she's exactly the same. And then they have the EX ending, or the EX part, where they re-released it, and then they added even more quests. And then they said, actually, the demon that showed up on the earthquake doesn't even know why he was summoned. And there was a greater power. And the demon is like, I don't even know why I granted that wish. So yeah, also the game took me like 1,000 hours to beat because of all the quests. Fall down vent. The problem is not being able to just like cannon my way through it. Did I change my arm cannon? Not here. Yeah, this isn't as good as... Ow! Oh my god. Here, have a canister. Stop shooting me. It's rude. Space Cube. It's Space Cube time. Space Cube are spewed. You know what's a good game if you just want to chat and watch me parkour? I have a game called Refunct, which is essentially Mirror's Edge or this game, but without any stress or anything. I'll show it to you actually. I used to play Refunct on stream just as relaxation. So after I activate the space cube, I'll show you Refunct. We can fit for a very narrow space. Okay. Cat lateral damage also has that. Oh, that destroys substances. Ugh. Just let me burn for the floor. It's kind of annoying to try to get yourself through the floor like this. Where does that happen to? I think the spube is right here, right? Where's everyone? No! Gotta destroy the key. Alright, and the ground. People. Where are you? Show yourself. Uh-oh, bad. Need gun, need gun. This can help us out. It's okay. For this. Not of any dead bodies having stuck energy from yet. figure out how to get over there. Actually, this is fun. Since I can't burn my way through the ground, it's less fun. Wait, I can't change my gun once I start my arm cannon? That's not fun. I didn't sign up for that. Well, the moment you guys trying to catch. We are going to play Refunct. And then probably go to sleep. Refunct shouldn't take too long. They seem unexpectedly. I think there's snakes or something. There is a kitties being started by cucumbers. Yeah, you shouldn't startle cats with cucumbers because they think there's snakes or something and it upsets them. Why did the game just give me a bunch of it? How do you do and who do you love things? That's weird. Okay. To change this. What just happened? is Refunct. I think sound might be a little, I don't know. I think they may have upgraded this game a little. I don't remember it looking this nice. Is the music too loud or too soft? Or just fine? So basically this game is like Mirror's Edge with no pressure. Your job is just to hit all the switches. Oh, I turned it down because I thought it was too loud for people. Alright, whenever I hit a switch, it changes to different colors. I can't remember what I'm supposed to do in this game. Nothing. This game is about nothing. This game is just a relaxing game that I can play to keep my mind busy while I listen to podcasts or talk to people. That's what I used to use it for. For meditation or whatever. It's not exactly the most exciting. Yeah, just exploring and listening to this meditative music. You change the panels to different colors. If you step on a button. I can't remember what you're supposed to do with anything. You right now sit on the green button. It turns out all the things are green. I think there's certain things are supposed to turn. Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably stream something more exciting in the future. I don't know, it depends. Lots of things are depends. There's another one called Lenma, which is also a parkour game. There are a whole bunch of parkour games that came out in the space after Mirror's Edge became a cult classic, but before EA decided to try to capitalize on that with Mirror's Edge Catalyst. People are like, hey, people like parkour games. Oh, they track. Time is it? Yeah, I should probably also call it a night. I just want to kill things. And now I just want to jump around. Two basic needs. Killing things and jumping around. I don't know. They found their important needs, their essential needs. I wonder if my mom would enjoy the Stanley Parable. It's interesting because when Rich and Jack were still doing previously recorded their video game show, which I dearly miss. They had a theory that the Stanley Parable can only really be enjoyed by people, by like long-time gamers who play like certain kinds of games, like what the sort of like, well, for first person, but not necessarily first person, but especially like sort of the first person stuff. But and they tested out, they had a sample space of 1, right? So they just tested out on Rich's girlfriend, who does play video games. And she does play like not just like Roller Coaster Tycoon, although that's the one she likes to play, but she doesn't play like FPSs or anything. And like, because the Stanley Parable is it's like, it's one of the earlier meta-narrative games, right? Where the game engages with you, the player, and where the game expects you to get the most out of the game. It expects you to play like a normal gamer would, who plays like Doom or something, where it's like they tell you this is your objective, but you're obviously not going to your objective immediately. You want to look around, you want to try to find items, you want to try to find side quests, you want to see what else is around there. And that's what the Stanley Parable works on, right? Where they tell you to go for the right door or the left door, whatever. And then you decide to go for the not to go for that door, and then the narrator hurriedly changes their narration, and then you start to realize that the game is like playing you, that that it's like it expects you to not follow the orders, and then like and then you try to break the game, like you try to do things that the game doesn't want you to do, and then it turns out that you have narration for that too. So but that works because but that works because you have expectations as a gamer, and as like it works because of this entire like style of gaming that is kind of both a communal learned experience and also a way that people have just kind of learned to play games if you play them a lot, right? Because you learn that if you just go for objectives, you miss stuff, or you but am I in the water? But they did it on Karen, and Karen just followed all the orders that the narrator said and reached the end of the game, and then was like, well, that was boring. And yeah, she's a sample space of 1, right? And it's not because she's the girlfriend, because she does play video games. She just doesn't play those video games. Like, she plays like Roller Coaster Tycoon, and she plays like she did play Power Stone with them in Mario Kart. She loves Katamari Damacy. No wait, is she the one who loves Katamari Damacy, or was that Jessie? Anyways, the point is that like it was a game that had very little effect on her because she doesn't have that gaming experience. And it's interesting because of the way like, and there's a lot of meta-narrative games that assume you have a certain gaming experience in order to subvert what you're expecting. Because if you have no expectations, then they can't be subverted. So it's like Undertale, whatever you may think of it, expects you to have some familiarity with like JRPGs and grinding. And So that's interesting. I think my mom would find the Stanley Parable interesting from a watching point of view because she wouldn't be playing it. I think if she's playing it, she wouldn't get much out of it because she doesn't play video games, and so she would do exactly what Karen did, which is just the narrator tells you to go through the left door and you go through the left door. But I think seeing the way you interact with it would be very interesting. This game is just relaxing. Jump around, you swim around. Definitely relaxing after all the shooting, that's true. Sorry about all the violence. It is weird. It's okay, that's the excitement. It's true, it is. Good that you understand. Yeah, I guess I do like to play games where I just jump around a lot. The other one, before I discovered Mirror's Edge, the other game I used to play obsessively was Portal 2. And not the story mode, I beat the story mode. Although my mom might find the story mode interesting, but then I have to play Portal 1. But I played like every customizable map. Every custom map there was at the time of the community. Now there's a lot more. There's some really clever Portal customs that make you think of Portal in a way that you'd never like. It's like when you learn a new mathematical concept that hurts your brain until you understand it, like how the Monty Hall problem hurts some people's brains. But like some really interesting ones involve just using Portal physics, where you have to like add or subtract to your total jumping arc. Like you have to make an exact jump with just the correct amount of momentum, and so you have to use portals and they have different like lengths of rooms. It's like the water jar puzzle, right? You're all familiar with the water jar puzzle, right? You have like a certain amount of water and a certain amount of jugs, and you have to get the exact amount. How do you do it? And you have to like pour from one jug into another, that sort of thing. And so those Portal maps essentially make you think about Portal in that way, where you have to like you increase your momentum, then cut it by using the correct sized rooms to cut exactly the amount of distance you need before you initiate the final portal to jump you to the exit. So there's some really physics stuff like that. Then there's also just a whole bunch of like normal portal puzzles or just kind of lazy portal puzzles. I remember I downloaded one guy's maps because he had like hundreds of them, and Trish asked me if they were any good, like if he was a good map creator, and I said I paused and then I said he's very energetic. because he made like hundreds of custom Portal puzzles that just weren't very good. But they kept me occupied. Like, I used to love to listen to podcasts while just playing Mirror's Edge or Portal or this game, or talk to people, because it gives my hands something to do. It gives my hands and eyes something to do while my brain, my ears and mouth are doing something else. Anyways, I'm sorry I had to end it. I miss you all. I'm just sorry that I haven't been around that much. So, anyways, before I start crying about my various health issues, have a good night, everyone. I hope to see you in the future. Thanks for watching.